Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's market summary for all things money. This market summary concludes the week ending on April 25th of 2025. Let's just go over a few housekeeping details. The S&P this week climbed via the tech sector and amid positive earnings. The Standard & Poor rose 4.6% this week, and that was led by technology stocks and better than expected earnings from a number of companies, including Google or the parent company Alphabet. The S&P ended today's Friday session at 5,525.21. The index is still down 1.5% for the month and 6.1% for the year. And this is all stemming on concerns about economic impacts and the ongoing trade war between the U.S. and several countries, the main one including China. This week, I think, helped just because the rhetoric between China and the United States kind of cooled off a little bit, so we did see a little bit more upward movement in that regard. We go to the S&P 500 or the SPY. You can kind of see that the market is bouncing up against this 200-day region here, and we could be seeing movement downward. It all depends which way this triangle that I've marked kind of breaks, and that could be to the upside or the downside. Oftentimes we do see a movement from the wide part of the triangle here, either up or down. The indication on the algorithm here is to the downside, and I would kind of be leaning more towards that way myself, just because oftentimes V bottoms don't happen just by themselves. Oftentimes there's a retest, and so I could kind of see if this bottom trend line breaks here in the triangle, I do see us going down to at least test this bottom or this low that we created back here in the beginning part of April. So keep that in mind when you're doing any sort of trading, that you don't want to think that everything is hunky-dory and we're off to the races to the upside, because there's still a lot of market noise regarding the tariffs, and who knows what might blow up regarding that, and we could see this market go down and test this wave 3 low. I don't want to see that necessarily. I like to see it go back up, but I'm just kind of relaying the reality of the circumstances. If we go on to the Dow Jones Industrial Average, the DIA here, we can kind of see the similar triangle pattern forming. Just be aware that if you get a break of the triangle here to the downside, make sure you go for confirmation. As you can kind of see, this little area here, it broke to the downside, but we did not get a confirmation to the downside lower in that regard, and then it just kind of went right back up, and it's back into this triangle area. So if we see this momentum going back up, I don't see it going much past our 50-day moving average here. The next stop is our 30-day moving average, but to complete this triangle, it's going to probably go up and at least test this 50-day moving average, and then it's going to decide which way it wants to go. It might go sideways for a while before it decides to break, but the indication here is in May we're going to see some sort of a movement up or down with this market. If we go on to the QQQ, the NASDAQ, we're basically looking at kind of the technology sector. We can kind of see that it's already had a breakout of a potential triangle here. If we kind of look at this, we have had a break to the upside, but also just remember, just because we've had that break, there's a lot of resistance here. We have to make it through this 200-day moving average to the upside before we see anything potentially even higher than this. What I'm seeing is I'm seeing a retest of maybe this 200-day moving average and this 50-day moving average, and then possibly a retest of the backside of this triangle itself before we kind of determine which way we're gonna go, north or south. And this kind of might just kind of form another line up here, maybe just extending the triangle. So it's hard to say. If I move that up, I mean, this could just be a larger triangle itself that it's forming. It's hard to say at this point. So just kind of stay alert. Don't get too long or short one way or the other, and you'll be just fine. If we go on to the small cap stocks and go to the IWM, these are interest rate sensitive. So this one's kind of just hovering around. It should go up and test probably this top side of this triangle here. Where that sits, it may kind of go down a little bit further here. So I don't know if this triangle is, you know, kind of forming in this shape, or it's going to go up a little bit higher. Personally, I think it might kind of make something that's like right in the middle here and go up. You're going to have a lot of resistance in this area, one way, shape, or form. It's going to want to probably sell off and go back down, test this bottom line, and it's going to bounce back and forth until we actually break out one way or the other. So don't get too caught one way to the long side or short side, and you'll be just fine, like I was saying. If we go to, let's go to the bond market and take a look at the TLT. The TLT, via the algorithm here, is still indicating that it's moving sideways. It's good that the bond market didn't totally collapse here, went down and tested this kind of the support level, held, and it has moved back up. And just remember, when the TLT moves up, rates are moving down, so that in itself is a positive sign. If we go on to let's go on to the VIX and kind of see what the latest in the volatility has been, the fear factor. I've labeled an arrow on here. I think the market that's kind of the next level that the market's going down to, is about the 23 level. It might even go down to the 20 level and test this 200-day moving average as well. I do see, before we get that far, I'm thinking that we're going to go up and get closer to this 10-day moving average. So maybe the beginning part of next week, the volatility itself in the market may increase a little bit, and then once it does, it may settle back down towards the end of the week. We'll see. Just kind of keep your eyes peeled and just alert to all the news in the market, and don't get caught one way, shape, or form, and just kind of keep your positions small at this point and add to them as necessary. We go on, to the gold market. We can kind of see that gold itself has taken a pause from the recent highs. It did, like I was saying in our last market summary, that it was most likely going to go back and at least kiss this 10-day green moving average line. I don't see it going a whole lot lower. I see it kind of stabilizing a little bit, but if it does seem to break lower, you got the 30-day moving average here, also kind of a support level that this actually broke up through. We do have some gaps that have also been filled. We have one here, and then this one is kind of looking like it's working and getting filled here. So this may go a little bit lower before we see this going up and at least testing the high again. Silver itself, I see as being a catch-up trade to gold. We did see silver break down at the beginning part of April, and it has recovered. Right now, the algorithm is stating that it's in a sideways pattern, and it's kind of looking which way it wants to go from here. It did break this trend line, and right now it's going up and testing the backside of this trend line. I do see this possibly going a little bit higher and actually touching that trend line before it decides which direction it's wanting to go. So just kind of keep that in the back of your mind as far as when you're trading the metals. If we go on to natural gas here, natural gas itself, it looks like it's kind of stopped at the, a support level here. This algorithm is stating that over the next few months, natural gas could be increasing in price again. That would kind of make sense as we get more towards the winter months again, you know, coming up. But right now, as long as this price holds, I see this kind of stabilizing. If this breaks below this, we're going to go down to probably the 12.5 region. So just kind of keep your eyes alert. But if you know you're taking a good position right now, you don't have really much risk in the market before you have to be out. So maybe add a little bit, and if it goes a little bit lower, add some more, and then hopefully we'll see a recovery here to the upside. But if we go to the USO, look at some gold, or not, some oil here, we can kind of see, if we draw some trend lines, that oil here is it's formed kind of a topping pattern, and then also a support level on this side. Let's draw this here. It broke through here, and then it also came down and broke through the bottom side. But I think over a period of time, we're seeing probably a region between, maybe the 65 region and possibly up to around 80 here. It's probably going to go sideways until we figure out which direction we're going to be going, kind of in the long term with OPEC, what they're going to be doing, supply demand issues. But I see this kind of hovering back and forth here, not really going up and doing anything one way, shape, or form, up or down. If we take a look at the dollar here, we can see that the dollar was tanking, basically having a nice downward move here, but I do see some stabilization coming into the market, which is good because we don't want to see the dollar too weak. And we saw the market reverse here and go up and test the 10-day moving average. I would like to see the market actually go up and get above 100 and kind of stay in the 100 maybe 103 range. That's just good for our currency in general. We don't want it too weak, and it helps with a little bit more negotiating power and things around the world as well. So I hope you enjoyed this market summary this week. Stay tuned, and we'll be back with you again next week. If you got any sort of value from this little summary that we put together each and every week, please make sure you like and subscribe. Tell your friends, forward this message to somebody that would benefit from it. And we're trying to pass that 3,000 subscriber mark coming up. So that's our next goal, and we appreciate your support, and we look forward to seeing you next week. Have a good trading week. Take care.
As always, do not forget to like and subscribe to our channel, All Things Money, to see more content like this.